Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Welcome back here to the couch for the final homestand of this 2025 season. Game number 1 of 2 this weekend is going to be up against the Uwharrie Wampus Cats. Tomorrow night it'll be back here at the couch. That's going to be against the Marion Hungry Mothers. One of the few teams we've played quite a lot in the season has been the Uwharrie Wampus Cats. Same ownership here as the Disco Turkeys, that being a part of Greg Sullivan. As we have a postseason tournament set to kick off here right after the end of this regular season. That's going to be comprised of Tuesday afternoon, Friday, and Saturday night. Those teams included are going to be the Catawba Valley All-Stars, This very same Uwharrie Wampus cats, the Marion Hungry Mothers, and the Disco Turkeys. As we have a little bit of time here before first pitch, let's get you the starting lineups for both squads. Starting things off with the visiting Wampus cats will be Carter DeVore at third, followed by Connor Lindsay playing short, batting second. Brendan Fulcher will be batting third, playing second. Batting cleanup will be Jet Thomas. He'll be over at first, followed by Blake McKinney in left. Hayden Wilson will be in center, followed by the catcher of Carson Whitehead. Sam's Gallagher will be pitching tonight in the 7-hole. Once he comes out, he will be the DH as well. Cruz Arnold batting in ninth. He will be the extra hitter, and then batting 10th will be the right fielder of Dakota Larimore. Once again on the mound will be Sam's Gallagher. On the mound for the Disco. Lineup for the Disco Turkeys, that is. It'll be Ty Vespi in center field, followed by Graham. He is a DH. Batting third will be Easton Ogle at the hot corner. Oliver Cush will be on the other side at first base. Dakota Dahl in right, followed by Landon Parker behind the dish. Andrew Hall at short, Horn at second, and Issa over in the left. On the mound tonight for the Turkeys will be Dawson Yoakley. Umpires making their way to the mound, so we'll take a quick break here as we get set for first pitch here at the couch.
I want to stop being sidelined by pain. I want to tell him I'm in. I want a surgeon who speaks more knees than he can count. I want the best care in the game. I want a team that's with me every step of the way. I want to bounce back fast. I want to show them my best is yet to come.
For the best orthopedic care, you want Novant. Novant Health. Best surgeons, amazing nurses, remarkable care.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Yeah! First of all, baby!
And now let's do tonight's starting lineups. First one, Wampus Gas, leading off playing third base number 3, Carter DeVore. Playing second, the shortstop.
Welcome back here to the couch. National anthem has been completed as we go through the starting lineups here once again here at the couch. For the Cats, it's going to be DeVore, Lindsay, and Fulcher set to get things started. As for the Turkeys, let's take you around the defensive alignment. In left is going to be Isa, Ty Vespian center, Dakota Dahl will be over and right. As for the infield, it's going to be Easton Ogle at third, Andrew Hall at short, Peyton Horn at second, and Oliver Cush at first. The batter here tonight's going to be Landon Parker behind the plate, and on the mound is going to be Dawson Yoakley.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Welcome your Carolina Disco Turkey starters. And center field, Brandon Watt, Mike Dusty.
Just a few more moments here before we get set for pitch number one. One of the opponents we've played a large handful of times so far in the season has been Uwharrie Wampus Cats. Once again, same ownership partner as your Disco Turkeys, that being Greg Sullivan. We will compete against these Wampus Cats in the postseason as well. Not exactly sure what the dates are for each set of the games, but we do know the game nights: Tuesday night, Friday night, and Saturday night. Those will not be played here at the couch, as those will be played at Mando Field. That's going to be at Rich Park in Moxville, North Carolina. The Turkeys have played 2 games so far on the season at Mando. Both of those games, they ended up being shut out. So, in a sense, they need to find a way to get something started heading here into playoffs and find a way to score runs at a field that they have yet to score one. Alongside that, Mando Field is a very hitters-friendly ballpark, a lot smaller of a field than here at the couch. 300 down the left field line, although there is a taller fence than here at the couch. And one of the oddities for Mando Field compared to any other ballpark is that it's still a wooden plywood outfield fence. A big difference compared to what we have here at the couch. Just a few more moments here until first pitch, so let's take a break and enjoy the ride here with Dawson Yoakley on the mound. Welcome back here to the couch as we're set for first pitch. For the Turkeys on the mound, it's going to be Dawson Yoakley, who's very used to starting events here at the couch. Leading things off on the Wampus Cats, that's going to be Carter DeVore. It appears as of now that I'm going to be able to hop onto the Uwharrie Wampus Cats Game Changer and get game stats for tonight a little bit more in depth than I'm able to keep on my handheld notes here inside of the press booth. Just about ready for first pitch here. Once again, the infield is going to be Ogle, Hall, Horn, and Kush. Outfield's Issa, Besby, and Dahl. Up against Carter DeVore, Connor Lindsay, and Brendan Fulcher here in the first inning. 92 degrees here at the couch as we're set for first pitch right at 6:34. Going to be two right-handers here set to start things off. That's going to be number 3 of DeVore. He's going to be playing over the hot corner. Leading things off for the Turkeys, that's going to be the center fielder of Ty Vespi. First pitch here, swung on a miss, 0-1. And somehow you have 1-0 right now. It says 1-1 on the scoreboard. There we go. 0-1 here as the game gets underway. Yoakley firing it in, trying to work quick as that's popped down the first base side. Kush almost able to make a ranging play out to his left and foul ground. That dropped just out of his reach and down in the count already is DeVore, 0-2. On deck's going to be another right-hander of Connor Lindsay. First pitch misses up and in, working in the count 1-2 to the leadoff man. Once again, it's going to be DeVore, Lindsay, and Fulcher set to start things off in the first. Moving down to the home half, it's going to be Vespi, Graham, and Ogle. Graham being the DH here for Dawson Yoakley. A ball and 2 strikes, firing it in, swung on and missed, as Yoakley was able to get his first punch out of the afternoon for out number 1 of the night. DeVore walking his way back to the dugout. And this will bring up Connor Lindsay, the shortstop. Yoakley able to get 1 out on 4 pitches. As the first pitch here catches the inside corner and Lindsay able to work right back to where he was at. The 0 offering from Yoakley upstairs. Second pitch where Yoakley's missed the heart of the plate. This will even the count 1-1 to the 2-hole. On deck is going to be the 3-hole Brendan Fulcher, the second baseman. Slider catches the outside corner. As for Lindsay, he didn't even try biting at it. Down to his last strike. As Yoakley's looking for back-to-back punch-outs here in the first inning. The 1-2 offering. Fires it in, misses downstairs in the turf as the count evens 2-2. The last 1-2 count was to the leadoff man. That pitch resulted in the strikeout to Carter DeVore. With the count even here, 2-2, the 9th pitch of the inning. Yoakley fires. All speed, misses up and in. Nearly got a piece of Lindsay up in his helmet. As we'll work to a full count. Yoakley works from the windup. The payoff pitch. Downstairs ball for home plate umpire. Nearly thought about ringing him up. Instead, that will be a 1-out base runner and bringing up Brendan Fulcher. Lindsay knew all the way that was ball 4. He knew he drew a walk after that one. Unfortunately for the Turkeys, that gives a 1-out base runner. As now up to the box is Fulcher. Fulcher wearing number 13 here tonight. Runner on first, Lindsay with a decent-sized lead. Holding him on is Oliver Kush, the first baseman. Pitch misses upstairs, ball 1 to the third, a right-handed batter in a row. a fourth waiting on deck. That's going to be Jet Thomas. Staying put up first is a 1-0. Misses downstairs. And the first time Dawson Yokley's fallen behind in the count, 2-0. The runner on first is Connor Lindsay after reaching on a full count walk just a batter ago. Leadoff man of the inning struck out on a 1-2 count. That misses upstairs, 3-0 here to the 3-hole. Thomas on deck, followed by Blake McKinney. Defense is aligned straight away up center field. There's a big gap in the left center field line. It's playing slightly down the left field line. The 3-0 offering from Yokley catches the outside corner, trying to work it back now, 3-1. Trying to avoid a 5-pitch walk. Fires home, Yokley misses outside, ball 4.
The batter's first baseman, number 34, Jet Thomas.
Back-to-back walks will bring up Jet Thomas, the first baseman. The shortstop of Hall coming down to the mound to Yokley to talk things over and try and calm down any nerves here in the first inning. One of the teams you don't want to give any forms of breaks is this Wampus Cats team. The Turkeys have had a good track record against them as of late, beating them in their last game, 8-4 down in Uwharrie. First pitch here to Thomas, misses upstairs, ball 1. Connor Lindsay, the runner on second, Fulcher, the runner on first, both of them reaching on a walk. Middle infield playing up the middle, trying to get a double play here. The Turkeys have had a handful of them so far in the season. The 1-0 misses downstairs. Most recently here at the couch, they were able to turn a double play, which got them out of a very sticky situation. Had bases loaded with only an out. Run on third would have been a very important run to get across for that visiting team. Fortunately for the Turkeys, they were able to turn a 4-6-3 double play to get out of it. Fouling straight back on the 2-0, as Yokley works it back now 2-1. Looking to take it to the home half, it's going to be Vespi, Graham, and Ogle. Center fielder, DH, and third baseman combo. Ty Vespi in center has made some spectacular plays over the course of the season. Here in the final homestand, can only assume that he has more in line here this weekend. Foul tip straight back into the glove of Parker as the count evens 2-2. 20th pitch of the inning upcoming here from Yokley. Could be the last pitch here to Thomas. He has one punch out so far tonight, looking for punch out number 2, as that's grounded into the right field hole right in front of Dahl. Running around third, Lindsay, he'll retreat as Kush is able to pick up the cutoff throw. Bases are loaded after a single through the right side from Thomas. One base hit so far for the Wampus Cats. Has the bases loaded with only one out. That ball wasn't hit hard, but just hard enough where I was able to squeak through Kush and Horn. Horn, the second baseman, having to play closer to the second base bag in order to try and turn a double play. Foul tip straight back. Parker not able to hold on to it, but able to get ahead here 0-1. As Yokley for the first time since the leadoff man, is able to get ahead by throwing a first pitch strike. The fifth batter of the inning is Blake McKinney. Wilson on deck, followed by Carson Whitehead. Infield playing back here on the 0-1 with an out. Yoko delivers, swing on a missed. 0-2. Down to his last strike. Thomas singling with a 2-strike approach. Back a batter ago. Yoko working out from the stretch with runners on base. Working from the right half of the rubber. Checking on the runner at second. Hall in the back pocket as he'll back up. The 0-2 offering, chop down the first base side. Kush has one play with it. That's over the first, but that's going to bring home Lindsay at third as it's 1-0 here for the Wampus Cats on the RBI ground out from McKinney. The 1-out walk comes back to haunt the Turkeys. Although they have 2 outs here in the first, but 1 run has come across to score. Fulcher the third, Thomas the second, to another right-handed hitting Wilson. First pitch swung on the left center field. Vesby giving it a chance. That's going to one-hop the wall off the Gene Hooksfield sign. 2 runners come in on the RBI double from Wilson. No idea. So far here, 3-0 in the top of the first. Not an outing that Yoakley's wanted here so far. The runner on second, that being Aiden Wilson after a 2 RBI double. That one hopped the H off the Gene Hooksfield sign in left center. Now at the plate, Whitehead. As for Yoakley, is trying to retire the side and only give up 3 runs. One is fouled off, throwing the bat in the process. Count evens 1-1 here to Carson Whitehead. Yoakley so far tonight working at 26 pitches. One of the common themes for that pitcher, especially a starting pitcher, is to work out of an inning in 13 pitches. So far he's double that threshold and still yet to get that third out. Yoakley fires that one home, ends up falling off the rubber. Looks like his shoelace came untied, so we'll take a quick break here. So we'll get back on. So far, 2 outs here in the inning. That's a strikeout to the leadoff man of DeVore, and a RBI ground out to Blake McKinney. The 2-1 offering swung over top with a changeup. As we're down to the last strike here in the inning. Wampus Cats with a 3-0 lead so far. One being on the RBI ground up from McKinney, and the RBI double, the 2 RBI double, that from Wilson. 2's up on the scoreboard here in the top of the first. All working in on his runner. He'll close his way back to the bags of Wilson. The 2-2 misses outside, another full count. The last one resulting in a walk to Connor Lindsay. Yoakley from the stretch, payoff pitch. There's a free base to put him, hopefully not to use it, as that catches the bottom half of the zone, sits him down looking, and that will take us to the home half of the first. Ty Vespi, Graham, and Ogle. Coming back here, home half of the first, set to lead things off is going to be Ty Vespi, followed by Graham and Ogle. Back in the top half of the first, it was a story the Turkeys, in a sense, will want to forget. Got a leadoff strikeout, followed by back-to-back walks, followed by a single ground out, and then a 2 RBI double to cap off the top half of the first.
Well, not the first start of the game you want, but there's no better man to get things started than Ty Vespi. 3 home runs on the year, and it's been a real offensive production and powerhouse that leads this team.
He was the Disco Turkey Player of the Week as well, wasn't he? I believe he was.
I don't get the emails or the Instagram notifications.
First pitch down and in from Gallagher. Able to get ahead in the count here 1-0.
Oh, we just heard the shout. There is Turkey of the Week, so.
Popped up over the second, Fulcher underneath of it. A 2-pitch out here to lead things off. Not something that Vespi's wanting to do, but he will definitely get his revenge in his second and third at-bats here tonight.
You just gave him the broadcaster's jinx right there, bro. That's...
Next up, DH, number 5, Lucas Graham.
Here comes a left-handed hitting Lucas Graham. He's a DH tonight for Dawson Yoakley. Up and out, that had the possibility of clipping a right-handed batter. Fortunately for Graham, he's not.
This looks like you're getting away from him there. Spit on the fingers, and it's real hot out there. It's 90 degrees, but I bet down on that surface it's about 100. So gonna be real hard to control it here as it ends up going 3-0.
All 3 pitches missing outside on Graham. If he's able to walk here in a 4-pitch at bat, it's going to bring up Easton Ogle to third baseman. There's a 3-0 outside here once again, and this will come up to the right-handed hitting Easton Ogle.
Well, even in that at bat against Vespi, he missed with the slider on down the middle. Vespi just got firewood. So it's gonna be an interesting day. Both pitchers looking to at least have better outings than what they're putting up right now, and mixing in the control is going to be a huge factor.
Looking back here to the top of the first, both starting pitchers here almost have an identical start. And as for Yoakley, he got a leadoff strikeout followed by a walk. Here in the home half, pop out to Vespi, and then a second batter walk as well. And starting here with a 1-1 count to Easton Ogle.
But when he's missing by a lot, and that's not a great sign for anybody.
That one catches the inside corner, works him down to his last strike, and Ogle wasn't too pleased about that, walking out the back of the box.
That's summer ball rules. You gotta play it as it lies. But still, generous call there.
Shot over the Fulcher, 4-6-3. Is it in time? It is. Double play ends the home half of the first. To the top of the second we go, 3-0 in favor of the Cats.
Wampus Gas, the pitcher, number 40.
Coming back here, top of the second, leading things off is going to be the man on the mound of Sam's Gallagher. Batting all the way down in the 8-hole. As for the Wampus Cats, they're batting 10 here tonight. The extra hitter is going to be Cruz Arnold, who's waiting on deck. First pitch outside to Gallagher. Dawson Yoakley here, working on his second inning of work. He gave up 3 runs in the top half of the first on 2 hits and 2 walks.
Very uncharacteristic of him. In his previous starts, he's been really the rock-solid guy in the rotation, the one man that you can consistently rely on getting outs from, especially from a somewhat shaky Turkey bullpen.
Shot right back up the middle. Going to be a tough play over for the shortstop of Hall. Was he able to fire it in time? He was. A very quick out here leads to the leadoff out for the second inning in a row for Gallagher. For Yoakley, that is. Apologies. This will bring up the 9-hole of Cruz Arnold, the extra hitter. Once again, another right-handed hitter here for the Wampus Cats.
Did you ever think about those righty-on-righty or lefty-on-righty matchups when you were hitting, or did you just try and see the ball and tunnel it?
I just tried to see it. My success was about the same against a right-handed pitcher and a left-handed pitcher.
I just never saw the point of, from a manager's perspective, bringing in a lefty to face a righty, or a lefty to face a lefty and a righty to face a righty, because most of the time those splits are going to be the same.
Hard cut there, works the count to 1-2 against Arnold. As for Dawson Yoakley, he's looking to get back-to-back outs for the first time here tonight. He's 2 strikeouts on the afternoon so far. Won't happen here as it's chopped foul down the third base line.
Well, a short inning would give him more life and the ability to travel deeper into this game after the long first inning.
One of the things we've seen so far in the season with AJ Lewis is he's not afraid to pull a struggling pitcher out in the middle of an inning as well. Even though he tends to have 1 pitcher per inning, especially once you get out of that starting pitcher role.
Weird way to manage a bullpen there, or at least a starting pitcher. I know almost every coach I've talked to likes to keep their starter in for as long as you can and have an innings eater, because getting to that bullpen is stingy at best.
Swing on a miss. 3rd strikeout of the afternoon here from Dawson Yoakley. This one going up against the 9-hole of Cruz Arnold. Being the extra hitter, more likely than not, you're one of the better hitters that's just below one of the fielders. May not have the best glove, but usually has one of the better bats. Unfortunately, here in this situation, Arnold went down with a strikeout.
Tough at-bats and short memory.
Although one of the things Yoakley's going to want to remember, especially after that first inning, any signs of momentum for him is key to his success as he keeps on pushing his way through the second inning into the 3rd and 4th. Grounded over to the short hall with his second opportunity of the inning. Fires it over the first, able to apply the tag as Kush. A quick 1-2-3 inning. 3-0 Cats going to the bottom of the second.
Number 9, Oliver Bush.
Coming back here, home half of the second in this final homestand. Leading things off here in the second is Oliver Kush, the first baseman tonight for the Turkeys. We'll be back here tomorrow night at the Couch. That's going to be against the Marion Hungry Mothers.
Fireworks too from who is it? Who is it?
Carolina Classic Fair.
Carolina Classic Fair. I always enjoyed a good fair. Always the food trucks, the women, yeah.
The random fried foods.
The random fried foods. I saw a corn dog with Skittles on it, or it was maybe M&Ms. I can't remember. I would have had a heart attack in an instant.
Kush ahead in the count here, 2-0. Man on the mound continues to be Gallagher. He had a little bit of a different first inning from Dawson Yoakley. Ended up going 1-2-3. Had a 1-out walk to Graham, and that was followed up by a 4-6-3 double play.
Well, he's been effectively wild tonight, inducing short pop fly and shallow right field for the second baseman, and a tailor-made double play that I guess looked a little suspect, as a 4-pitch walk and control will still be an issue.
And it appears Gallagher...
Oh!
A little bit of sickness here behind the back of the mound tells the infield umpire that he's okay. It seemed after that last pitch, as he walked off the side of the mound, that he was in a bit of discomfort.
Didn't we see that last year down at Uwharrie? Or was that next year?
I know we've seen it. I can't remember where at.
Well, certainly not the first time, and it's not the last, but that's the mentality you want from your pitcher, to, even when sick, to come in and
That was a hot game down in Uwharrie.
play the game.
That was on.
And just like that, the bullpen's already warming up here for the Wampus Cats. I could almost assume that this will be Gallagher's last inning as well.
Quick call to the bullpen. He might be able to talk his way out of it, but with the control that he's been displaying, and
Alongside the possibility of being sick as well, as we've seen it already here on the live stream. Dakota Dahl at the plate, working the count back now 2-1. One of the names you've heard from the past previous seasons. Also swinging a miss there, count evens 2-2.
just allowed. Who is it? Yorkley?
Yoakley.
Strange last names.
Runner,
Oh.
runner took off on the foul ball. He'll have to retreat. That's Oliver Kush.
It'd really help if I could speak a sentence. That'd be a golden ticket right there.
We'll see if Kush tries to take second here again or if Gallagher tries to pick off. Neither one happens as that pitch misses outside. Whitehead just able to keep it in front of him. And we have a full count as it appears that Gallagher, once again, not feeling too hot there behind the back of the mound.
Manager coming out to check on him, and
You can see that Gallagher's not too happy.
looks like it's gonna be his day more than anything.
So we'll take a quick break here and continue here in the bottom of the second inning. The starting, his name's Gallagher, the pitcher.
Oh, Gallagher.
Seamus Gallagher.
Yoakley able to talk his way through and stay put.
Gallagher.
Gallagher.
Shot in the right field, coming in on it. Hizzler Moore not able to make the grab. A little bit of a late jump. As that jumps in front of him. First base knock here for the Turkeys. And it's a Dakota Dahl.
Just the luck of the Irish there. Blipped it right in between in the deadly triangle.
Runners first and second. Cuss reaching on a walk. That was the leadoff man of the inning. And Dakota Dahl singling. Up now at the plate, that's Wayne and Parker. He's a man behind the plate. And here tonight, the catcher's wearing the right jersey.
That's always a treat. You ever think catchers get preferential treatment when it comes to calls? Like since they're back there. As a hitter, when they come up, they kind of get a different zone.
I could only assume so. You see all the skits made on YouTube and TikTok about it, but it's always questionable if it actually happens in D1 college baseball or some of those higher levels of competition.
You never know. I was just on the first name basis with any umpire that we played, so.
A pass ball, a pitch you go, advances Cush to third and Dahl to second. Here's a chance now for Landon Parker to bring home two. The 3-0 offering catches the inside corner. Works it back 3-1. If Gallagher decides to walk him, that will set up a double play, although that will leave Andrew Hall with no free places to go. Swing on a miss, 3-2. Payoff pitch upcoming here from Gallagher to Parker. Back-to-back base runners have reached safely. There's a 3-2. Catches the outside corner, sits him down looking. First out of the inning.
Generous call there, although making up for one earlier in the at-bat. Tough way to go down.
A big out there from Gallagher. Brings one out with a runner on second and third. At the plate, that's going to be Andrew Hall, negating a weird form of a double play. Peyton Horn's going to be waiting on deck. First pitch here, down and out, nearly got away from Whitehead. And Gallagher still with a little bit of a command issue, but yet has yet to given up one run.
Well, we're both struggling to speak today. Goodness, the stutter bug.
1-0 popped up into center field. Wilson underneath of it. Cush gonna test the arm, throws into home plate just a tad late as one run comes across on the RBI flyout from Andrew Hall.
Bold decision not to tag up at second base to potentially draw a cut, but still leaving a runner in scoring position and able to drive one here.
The leadoff walk comes back to haunt the Wampus Cats as it's 3-1 here in the second inning. Still a runner on base, that being of Dakota Dahl.
When's the last time a leadoff walk has been good?
I don't think a leadoff walk's ever been a good thing.
You could preach to that.
The one-out walk back in the top half of the first ended up coming across the score for the Wampus Cats as well. That ran inside, count evens 1-1. The 1-1 popped up shallow center field. Wilson trying to give it a run. That's not going to drop Dakota Dahl around third. Play at the plate, not in time, trying to advance up the second horn. A little bit of lucky hitting there in the bloop single right in front of the center fielder Wilson. And a little bit of the Bermuda Triangle, if you will. Turns the score 3-2.
Well, what more can you ask for there? Dakota Dahl hustling around third, putting on the burners to test the arm of Wilson.
He's not on the roster. At the plate now is a left-handed hitting of Issa, playing left field tonight for the Turkeys, looking to get his first RBI tonight here at the couch. Chopped over the short. Lindsay's going to have to hurry, firing it over the Thomas in time. But the Turkeys were able to get two. 3-2's your score in favor of the Cats heading into the top half of the third inning. Coming back here, top half of the third inning, set to lead things off. That's going to be the leadoff man of Carter DeVore, striking out back in his first at bat on a 1-2 count.
Well, looking to continue to gain steam here as a beautiful top frame of the second.
That's fouled straight back 0-1.
And maximum power.
Taking a look back into the first inning, 3 runs came across. That being thanks to a 2 RBI double from Wilson. Going to the second inning, a lot different of a story, going 1-2-3. As Yoakley's back out here for his third inning of work, second time through the lineup. The 1-1 offering here, down and out. As Parker was just able to keep it in front of him. Lights already turned on here at the couch. Hopefully we don't have the same issue we did in our last homestand.
I was about to say, just glad they're working tonight.
There is 1 white out in the right center field portion.
3. You got third on the top, fourth on the bottom, and then
The one over there on the right side.
seventh over, second up.
A 3-1 offering results in a leadoff walk to DeVore. As we were mentioning back in the last half, leadoff walks usually tend to not be anything worthwhile being good.
We're just hoping to get a double play here to either Hall or Ogle on the left side.
A lot of speed over at first, staying put, but a big secondary. That shot in a shallow center field, gonna be a tough play here for Vespi. He'll just eat it. As he thought about firing it into Hall, trying to get the force out at second. Instead, it's a single here from Connor Lindsay.
All about Superman. Thereabouts. Just out of reach, straight into the middle. Lucky hitting on both sides with Turkeys getting 2 of those and Wampus Cats as well getting one right up the middle.
The main difference here so far. The Wampus Cats have 3 hits so far tonight. The Turkeys have 2. That as well is the same score as it currently sits, 3-2 as well. Fulcher at the plate, he walked back in the first inning. Ended up coming across to score. That was on the 2 RBI double from Aiden Wilson. The 1-0 offering here, fouled straight back, count evens 1-1. Connor Lindsay improving his night to 1-for-1 as he walked back in the first inning. He ended up scoring on the RBI ground out from McKinney.
Well, Yoakley's put himself in a precarious situation here. Runners on first and second, and no real end in sight for this inning as they're battling just about anything you can offer.
That pitch just missing upstairs, 2-1.
Inconsistent zones tonight. We've seen it periodically, but missed calls up and away have been a reoccurring theme and have led to runs being put on the board.
From the stretch, Yoakley fires in the 2-1. That one catches the outside corner. Fastball finds it as the count evens 2-2. One of the things I've learned being a pitcher, when you're consistent and miss one of those pitches that you want to hit the outside corner and it's half a ball off, as long as you're being consistent, the home plate umpire usually tends to give it to you. While on the flip side, if you're very inconsistent, then finds that questionable call, that umpire is usually not going to go in your favor.
That's how you got to play the game every day. And
full count here to the 3-hole of Fulcher. Once again walking back in the first inning. That was on a payoff pitch as well. Outside ball 4, bases are loaded, and Yoakley's not happy about it at all.
just another one that's missed, and you can see him hopping up and down and showing a bit of frustration here. Although I'd have to agree with them. You got 2 missed calls in that at bat that are borderline and can flip either way. And as a pitcher, you're wanting what's best to get out of a jam for yourself.
I couldn't agree more. But here in this situation where, in a sense, the umpire's taking it out of your hands, you gotta do it yourself and, in a sense, let them put the ball in play.
Trusting your fielders is always going to be a big philosophy, but you got to come home with it now. And I'm shocked to see that the corners aren't really all that in, especially in a tighter game like this. You might want your third baseman to come back in, at least somewhat.
Fouled off, 1-1 to count here. The Jet Thomas. The bases are loaded, nobody out, and Thomas is 1 for 1, singling in the right field. That was right in front of Dakota Dahl. As for Horn, he was playing up the middle, looking to get a double play, which once again he's looking to do here, so that side's wide open here again. Fouled off, 1-2.
Just missing one there is violent swing, lets loose, but unable to get any solid meat on the barrel.
2 free chances here for the Wampus Cats in order to put a ball in play, which would have a big advantage to try and get DeVore in from third. The 1-2 offering, chopped right back up the middle, going to be a play from Yoakley. He'll take the force out at home. As for Parker, he's just able to stay on the bag, and that will retire DeVore.
Well, you were just talking about doing it yourself, and no better way to do it. Gets a soft chop right to the glove and comes up firing.
In a sense, a bit of a swing and bunt.
You ever think about laying one down here?
There was no outside think about it, but if you do a little bit of a push back to the pitcher, it could turn into a double play.
Well, yeah, but that's when you angle yourself to get third base or first base. Oh my.
Yoakley not happy about that one either.
Oh way.
Not hearing anything from AJ Lewis, the pitching coach.
Showing a good bit of emotion there.
That one's fouled off down the third base side. Into the stands it goes.
Yoakley clearly having differing opinions on what the zone's going to be tonight.
Unfortunately for Yoakley, it's not his call.
Do you ever think umpires will own up to that and take ownership of it, or?
All depends on who's behind the plate.
Oh my.
Shot right field. Dakota Dahl giving it a ride, backpedaling. As he's able to make the grab in front of the warning track, Lindsay's able to come across. And advancing to third is Fulcher.
Yoakley able to breathe a sigh of relief there as a high fly ball. Just a true skyscraper goes to right field. And that's a short right field too, only 300. And it goes out maybe 10 feet. So it's about 335 right at that C at the couch. So got away with one there.
4-2's your score. Wampus gets able to push home one, but now there's 2 outs. Back-to-back outs here from Yoakley. One being a fielder's choice and one being that sac fly into right.
Doing a phenomenal job of getting out of a pickle that's been created, and that's what you want to see out of a pitcher every day.
Trying to limit it to just 1 run. Runners first and third. It's Fulcher at third, Thomas over at first. And as for Yoakley, he's down the count 1-0 here to Wilson. Once again, he's 1 for 1. He has a 2 RBI double in the first inning. That happened on 2 outs as well. Shot right center field. That's going to drop in front of Dakota Dahl. He'll leave it for Vespi in center. 1 run comes across, and Aiden Wilson has 3 RBIs on the night.
Just finding gaps, and Wampus cats are really pulling away here when it comes to hitting, at least. But it also helps having those missed calls as well.
5-2's your score here in the top half of the third inning. Yeah, 4. At the plate's Carson Whitehead. He struck out back in the first inning. That's how the first inning came to a close. As here in the third inning, it's in a sense matched.
Yoakley falling down the mound off right, and both pitchers haven't exactly looked the best of their capabilities.
The one advantage here from Yoakley over the other side is he hasn't gotten sick back behind the mound.
Never too late to tell.
Upstairs 2-0. If White has able to reach it, has the possibility to load the bases to bring up the other starting pitcher of Gallagher. Parker and AJ Lewis, the pitching coach, making their way out to the mound, so we'll take a quick break here. 5-2's your score in favor of the Cats. $40. 2-0 the count here after the mid-at-bat pitching visit. Yoakley remains on the mound from the stretch. So far, that mound visit's worked out in his favor. First pitch after throws a fastball right down the pipe, 2-1.
Well, just trying to calm him down after getting fired up over a couple of missed calls that he he deemed could have gone the other way.
Fouled straight back, and just like that, it's 2-2. Down to the last strike here in the top half of the third inning. 2 runs have come across so far. 3 runs came across in the first. Yoakley got a quick 1-2-3 inning back in the second. And so far in the third, the same amount of batters have come up, tying the first inning as well. The 2-2 offering upstairs, full count.
Coming back with some steam here, just letting it loose and ripping it.
Yoakley trying to calm himself down, took a huge sigh before firing home the 3-2. That's fouled off, they'll redo it. As the count remains full. Second payoff pitch coming up here to Whitehead.
You know, every time I see a foul ball off that way, I think of the orange hat man. Just a pure staple in disco turkey lore.
And once again, that was against the Wampus Cats.
That was. Maybe it bears a good omen, as I do see a man in an orange hat on the third base side. So.
Broken bat down the third base side. Ogle has one play over to Kush. A ground out will end the threat in the third.
Just started a campfire there.
He took his handle with him.
Yep. Coming back here, home half of the third inning. Leadoff man set to start things off. It's Ty Vespi. 0 for 1 so far, popping out the second. I assume it looks like Gallagher's coming here back on the mound. He's called a fastball.
Went
And
with a Nestor Cortez-esque move, the double pump and the leg kick.
that definitely was not a fastball to Vespi, although that's what he called. Chopped over
he
the
signal?
short. He did. Lindsay over the top is out number 1 of the inning.
I'm sorry for interrupting your call there.
You're good.
You put the curse on him.
He went.
You put the curse on Vespi. You said he was going to get revenge in his next 2 at-bats.
He's got one more.
I think you should lay off the philosophy for now.
You made the call last game about that shot in the left field.
And I'm going to make one about a shot in the right field.
Lucas Graham so far has walked back in his first at bat, ended up being a part of a double play, as Gallagher's just thrown his 37th pitch of his outing, 2 1/3 inning of work.
Only 37 out of 2 innings, and 2 very long innings, might I add.
Popped up left field side, DeVore giving it a chase, leaving it for Lindsay. 2 outs here for Lindsay in the 3rd inning. 2 up, 2 down.
Well, maybe we both should stop prophesizing. Leave that to the prophets.
This will bring up Easton Ogle. He was a part of that 4-6-3 double play. Looking to change his night from 0 for 1. And trying to find a way to get a 2-out rally going here in the 3rd inning. Wampus had a 3-run lead after the 1st inning. Turkeys claw their way back in it with 2 before a 2-run top half of the 3rd. Fly out to Thomas at first will end it. A 1-2-3 inning will send us to the 4th.
You ever have a special high five with your friends?
I can't say that I have.
I don't think I.
Yeah.
Yoakley's back out. It's pitcher on pitcher. Yoakley and Gallagher going at it. Yoakley in his 4th inning of work and looking to keep the damage as is and roll it back to the lineup.
As for the Turkeys, back in the home half of the third, they had some momentum starting to set. Unfortunately for them, it went 1-2-3. As for Yoakley, he's looking to do the same as that's grounded, lined over the first, that is. Apologies. Kush able to make the grab. And just like that, it's one out.
Picked it out of thin air on a chopstick.
Gallagher falls on the night to 0 for 2, although he's been able to make up for it on the mound.
Well, you never put that much pressure on a pitcher hit.
Well, as for Gallagher, once he comes out in tonight's game, he's set to be the DH.
Well, then you can put the pressure on him all you want.
Shot left center field. Isa giving it a chase, not able to get it there, leaving it for Vespi. There's going to be a play at second. Horn not able to apply the tag as the ball comes all the way over to Kush at first.
I'm shocked you didn't let Norisa get at that ball. Give the new kid a chance.
A one-out double will bring up the 10-hole of Dakota Lermore. 0 for 1, grounding up the short back in the second. Once again, the Wampus Cats are batting 10, the extra hitter being Arnold, the one who just doubled into the left center field gap. As for the Turkeys, they're only batting 9 here tonight.
That'll make for some interesting matchups, I guess.
Swinging us there, 0-1.
Do you ever think about those differences between batting 9 and 10 as a player? Like, does that ever cross your mind? I feel like with 10, I'd get more upset because I'm not getting the amount of reps that I want to.
This like the backside of the box.
I'm in that same sort of situation, especially if I'm one of the top half of the batting lineup. Runner takes off for third. Not going to draw a throw as Parker will eat it. Stolen base from Arnold. First stolen base attempt we've seen of the afternoon. This one comes out successful as Hall thought about playing in on the grass portion of the turf, if you will.
That's a rare sight to see, only one stolen base attempt tonight. Usually these turkeys have had the green light to go all year. Do you think they're trying to implement a new strategy come playoff time?
Especially playing down over at Rich Park, a very hitters-friendly ballpark.
I'd argue it's a fielders friendly too, though. Because with that short wall, you've got shorter throws to the bags. And
the one difficult thing about Rich Park for hitters, you can't see as the sun's going down.
Oh gosh, no, it's blinding there.
You can even see it here on the live stream as we're in the same position as those batters. In a sense, as you're mentioning, a lot easier here as that's shot right in front of Dakota Dahl, bringing in Arnold. 6-2 here in the fourth inning. One run comes across here from Yoakley as he's down on the mound here once again.
Yoakley just seems almost defeated, like.
Almost looked like you could hear a mouth. What do I need to do to get an out?
He's doing a lot. He's working good, but just a victim of poor luck.
His pitch count is starting to rise. This being his 79th pitch of the afternoon.
Well, you just gotta hope he gets through at least the fourth inning to save your bullpen.
And it looks like AJ Lewis making his way down to the bullpen to start getting things talked over with the relievers. Shot down the left field side, trying to make a diving grab was Ogle at third. Able to keep it in front of him as there's nobody holding on third base. Luckily for the Turkeys, where Moore will stand on second and not try and go any further.
Oh, we lost a cleat out there in left field. Running in.
Back to the top of the lineup we go for DeVore. He's 0 for 1 with a walk, striking out back in the first. ended up coming across the score in the third inning. That being on the RBI sac fly from McKinney.
Yeah, just extending life for this Wampus Cat lineup and making it really deep for the night. Hard outs and pitching around has been really tough to these hitters.
As for Yoakley, he's down the count 2-0 here to Lindsay. Not one of the things you're used to Yoakley seeing, getting deep behind in the counts and having to work from behind.
Like I said earlier, he's really been that spark plug in the starting rotation and has been the consistent face to get these big outs.
The 2-1 offering fouled straight back into the netting, 2-2.
You have another picture of the switch right here.
Because he chopped off the bottom. Lamore over on second. DeVore at first. Lindsay shot it down the third base side. Ogle underhand flips it to Horn, trying to go 5-4-3, not able to get it.
My!
DeVore out at second. Lindsay able to reach safely on the fielder's choice.
And we've seen it just about the entire night. That first double play of the game, second baseman didn't step on the bag and the runner was still called out. And a bang play up first that could have gone either way. As there's some looks like barking from maybe the first baseman, and you can almost guarantee that Yoakley's not very happy about the result of that, almost getting out of the inning by giving up a run, and instead has to deal with first and third now. Chopped over, short, Hall, to Horn?
Yeah.
Goodness, I can't read. Hall to Horn, gets out the inning. Nice put out, and damage is limited as Yoakley screams into his glove. And the score will be 6-2 in favor of the Wampus Cats. Coming back in the bottom of the fourth, it'll be Cush, Dahl, and
Landon Parker.
Mr. Parker.
Cush so far 0 for 0. He walked back in the second inning, a leadoff walk at that. End up coming across the score on the RBI flyout into center field from Hall. Man on the mound continues to be Gallagher. He's looked solid so far tonight. Had a little bit of command issues back in his first 2 innings of work. Since then, he's been able to piece it together and have only given up 2 runs so far tonight.
Doing an excellent job of limiting damage and showing an effective use of a funky rhythm. As in the first 2 innings, he just seemed a straight up pitcher, and then
Here in the
third and
last
now, he's really been throwing it off and getting jiggy with it as he's spinning on the mound, doing some dance numbers out there.
He's great at rhythm.
A ball and 2 strikes here to Kush. As for Gallagher, he's had 2 3-up, 3-down innings. First and third inning thus far. Downstairs 2-2. Downstairs, Whitehead able to pick that one up out of the dirt. One of the major differences here between the couch and other dirt fields are that blocking balls in the dirt, in the turf that is, tend to almost act like they pick up speed.
Yeah, super bouncy, if you will. It makes a tougher environment, as that's a sky-high fly ball.
Shallow center field, Wilson coming in on it. Almost appeared that he lost it up in the lights. Ended up being able to correct his eyesight, make the grab first out of the inning.
Lucky he did catch that one. That was a towering fly ball.
Bounce different too, because it different spins on the ball. With curveballs, but it looks as high as that.
Not my booth. Sorry, guys.
Fouled off here to the second batter of the inning. That's Dakota Dahl. As for Dahl, he's 1 for 1 so far. He singled in right field in the second inning. Ended up coming across the score on the RBI bloop, single into, if you want to call it, the Bermuda's Triangle in shallow center field.
Bermuda Triangle, indeed. It's produced some of the more memorable plays in this game, as it's just been lucky hitting there all night.
Down to his last strike here, 0-2 the count. Looking for the Turkey's third hit of the afternoon as that misses down and in, 1-2. As for the Wampus Cats, they have 7 hits so far tonight.
I think he hurt his own rule.
The Turkeys have 2.
Well, command has still been an issue, but effective nonetheless.
Once again, being a little different with the lineup there, is able to freeze Dakota Dahl, sets him down for his first strikeout of the afternoon, and that's the second strikeout Gallagher's thrown against the Disco Turkeys.
Just been effective at putting balls in play and trusting your defense. Only 2 outs recorded via the strikeout, like you said. That's quite impressive. You see most pitchers, they try to overpower you with stuff and dominate rather than just let their fielders work.
That other strikeout victim is the one up to the plate now. That's Landon Parker striking out in the second inning. And as our analysis test said, it appears that Gallagher's getting a little bit too cocky out on the mound.
Yeah. Well, it's always good to show attitude, though, when you're playing. I never was a fan of playing like a robot. Even if I wasn't playing, I'd still chirp. I'd still be into the game and show emphasis in everything that I did. That's just how some players carry themselves.
It almost appears that Gallagher's trying to throw a knuckleball. It's either that or some form of an ephus.
You rarely see it in today's game, though, an ephus or a knuckleball, both very rare pitches.
5-pitch walk will put a runner on base. That's the first base runner since the single from Horn. That's all the way back in the second inning, just about. 9 batters ago.
Oh, Parker threw it right back in Gallagher's face, getting fancy with the walk, is showing it back to him. You ever think that motivates a player or a hitter?
It definitely does.
Quick off mode going.
First offering here, up and out, gets away from Hall. 1 and out.
We've seen Gallagher be really hesitant to throw over to first base. Has he even done it tonight yet?
Nope.
Not yet, as that's popped up. Shallow right field. There, more underneath of it. Moves about 2 steps over to his right. Now we'll leave a runner stranded on first. 6-2, going to the top of the 5th. Coming back here, top of the 5th inning, set to lead things off. That's going to be Jet Thomas. So far in the night, he sits 1 for 2, singling in the right and grounding out to the man on the mound. As for the man on the mound, Gallagher's night is over. He threw 4 innings of 6-run baseball.
Gallagher's, it's, you put them on.
Yep.
Yorkley's night is over.
Apologies there. Yokley's night is over as my stat sheet I put on the wrong side.
1-0 on Thomas here. Ariel have been effective in the limited time that he's seen on the mound. A sidearm funky delivery as he hits Thomas there.
As you were mentioning, a little bit of a funky delivery. Ends up not working for him in this situation. A hit by pitch. Puts a runner on first, nobody out. Something that the Disco Turkeys were wanting to change was switching out of Yokley.
What do you ever think, even as you're facing a side armor, crowd the plate and make them throw inside?
Well, as being a sidearm pitcher, I love for that to happen. I throw a 2-seam right inside. and I got my fair share of firewood. I broke a bat back in my sophomore year at Rockingham.
Got a ball.
Sure.
With the way this umpire's calling.
See, I wasn't really paying attention.
Hopping out 2-0 here to McKinney.
As the theme will continue for the Disco Turkey pitchers, up and away is not friendly.
Thomas on first after a hit by a pitch. So far he has 1 run scored tonight. That was on the 2 RBI double from Wilson. Hopping out 3-0. A hit by pitch, and now there's a chance for a 4-pitch walk from Areola.
2 very close, borderline pitches that we've seen go either way tonight. Hasn't gone in Areola's favor.
There's been 4 walks so far from the Disco Turkey pitching staff.
Same place.
That one called a strike, trying to work it back now 3-1.
You said it better than me, brother.
As for Yoakley, he's walked 4, striking out 3. He's given up 7 hits for 6 runs, all 6 of those being earned. 3-1, swung on a missed. Works it full, as Ariel is looking to get his first out here in the 5th inning.
Just a tough outing from Yoakley, not getting calls, and just general unluckiness. As maybe Areola can change the tide.
The payoff pitch hits the outside corner, sits down McKinney. Strikeout number one of the afternoon here from Areola.
Gets a makeup call there as clips the outside on the outer half. Well, no duh.
A big out there for Areola. Back-to-back base runners with no outs would have put Areola in a tough situation here in his first inning of relief.
Well, that just shows how much one singular pitch can flip the tide of the game and make things just seem a little bit more manageable.
Fastball down the heart of the zone, 0-1. Able to get ahead for the first time of the inning. This one's up against Aiden Wilson, who has it. He has 3 RBI so far on the night and 2 at-bats.
Just a dangerous and productive hitter at the plate.
2 RBI double back in the first inning, and had an RBI single back in the third. 2-0 to count here to Wilson in the 5th inning. Fires it home, chopped down the third base side. Third base knock of the night from Wilson, forcing for the Turkeys. No runs come across to score as the score remains 6-2.
Just a nice, fine piece of hitting through the 5-6 hole. Frustration will continue for this Disco Turkey pitching staff.
This will bring up with Carson Whitehead. He's 0 for 2, striking out and grounding out the first so far tonight. Areola looking to make him 0 for 3. Foul tip straight back, 0-1. Man behind the plate of Landon Parker, trying to keep everything here in front of him, as a pass ball would give Whitehead a chance to tack on 2 more runs. No one offering, swung on a miss. Down to his last strike as Ariel is looking for his second punch out of the afternoon. And that would bring things down to Gallagher, who started things out on the mound for the Wampus Cats. And so far, in a sense, looks like he might be coming back out for his 5th inning of work as well.
Well, you don't want to give a pitcher the chance to give themselves even more of a cushion, but you got to limit the damage and really hoping for a tailor-made double play here.
Both Whitehead and Gallagher seem to be the perfect people you want up for the Disco Turkeys. They're both 0 for 2 with no hard hit ball so far tonight.
There's a rarity coming from this lineup as the Wampus Cats have been plastering the ball tonight.
The last time these two teams have matched up was 2 nights ago down in Uwharrie. The Disco Turkeys took home an 8-4 victory.
Well, the Disco Turkeys have had Uwharrie's number so far this season, as I believe it's what, 4 or 5-1 in this season series?
Something similar to it.
So, hoping to keep that trend continuing.
1-2 offering just misses downstairs, maybe a tad outside as the count evens 2-2. There's still a free pitch here to work against Whitehead, as you don't want to give him a perfect pitch to hit, but then again, you don't want to try and hit a corner where the umpire won't go in your favor.
Well, we've seen it go either way here, and it's tough to see it go the opposite way that you want.
The 2-2 offering outside. Whitehead seen that one all the way, never lifted his bat off his shoulder. There is a free base to put him, but we all know Ariola doesn't want to use it, as from here on out, we're 1 pitch away from the end of the inning. The payoff pitch downstairs, ball 4, bases are loaded, and this will bring up the pitcher of Gallagher.
Gallagher's been a productive hitter for most of the time, as he's been in that DH spot, but 0 for 2 tonight, and Ariola hoping to keep him that way.
So far, Gallagher is yet to get any hits on the season.
Oh, not just completely.
Grounded over the second, just able to keep it in his horn. Trying to go 4-6-3. Hall not able to hold on to it.
I misread the stat sheet, then that's on me.
And 1 run comes across here in the 5th inning on the air.
A devastating play, as that's gonna haunt Hall and Horn.
Taylor made double play from Horn to Hall. Horn was lucky enough just to be able to keep it in front of him. Tried to hurry his throw to Hall. Ended up going on the infield portion of second base. Hall not able to hold on to it. And it went all the way down to Ogle at third.
Fouled back, and it's quickly 0-2, but
Trying to revenge of Gallagher after the error, where Ariola almost in the same situation with Oakley, as he's got to do everything himself.
it has been. That's a very crude way of thinking as a pitcher, but sometimes it's only the most effective.
That leadoff hit by pitch ended up coming across the score. So far, out of the leadoff batters to reach for the Wampus Cats, both of them have. Leadoff walk in the 3rd came across the score, and here in the 5th, the leadoff hit by pitch did as well.
Nothing good ever comes from that, as paints the corner, catches Arnold looking, and there's 2 down.
This will bring up Dakota Larimore. He's 1 for 2 so far, singling back in the 4th inning and grounding out to Hall back in the 2nd.
He was dancing. I mean, he really got his lead.
Wilson, Whitehead, and Gallagher are your 3 base runners going from 3rd to 1st.
All 3 of them dancing around there. Gallagher surely dancing. Is a hearty cut from
Larimore. Once again, 1 for 2, singling back an inning ago. End up being stranded on the base pass. Hardy cut there. as Alaire Moore comes down to his last strike against Areola. As for Yoakley, he finished the night 87 pitches. Apologies. Indeed so, yes, 87. Areola's up to 24 here tonight. 25 will end the inning as that will sit down Alaire Moore. Got the strikeout looking as Alaire Moore never lifted the bat off his shoulder. To the home half of the fifth we go. 7-2 in favor of the Cats. Coming back here, home half of the fifth inning. Here at the couch, setting to lead things off is Peyton Horn, fouling off the first one 0-1.
And Gallagher continuing to do that little tradition that he has of giving a nice pump in the delivery. As an
Hit by pitch to Horn. Lead-off base runner here in the fifth inning for the Turkeys.
That's just a BP fastball at that point.
Had a base runner back in the fourth inning. Ended up being stranded on first. That was Parker. As here in the fifth, a leadoff base runner for Horn will bring up Nor Issa. As for Issa, he grounded out to short and is one and only at bat. And that happening all the way back in the second inning. Downstairs, Whitehead able to keep it in front of him.
Nor Issa, a newcomer to this team from Starmount High School out in good old Yadkin County. And playing baseball at Surrey Community College, who did go to D3, or what was it, NAI?
D3 JUCO.
D3 JUCO, College World Series.
Horn at first, decent sized lead, pickoff move. Gallagher's throw is a tad late. Thomas's
First move to first, all night, moving team.
just able to hold on to it. That's the first pickoff move so far from either team. Fastball down the heart of the zone, evens puts Issa behind the count 1-2.
Well, I got a little bit of a bad blood with at least Starmount High School from back in the playing days. That's a good old rivalry. I'm sure y'all had your fair share with what was y'all's biggest rival? West Forsyth?
It was definitely West Forsyth.
You and West Forsyth, things would get chirpy, especially between Davie and West Forsyth, but even Forbush and Starmount would get. Things get chippy.
There's a lot of different rivals here in the Triad. and most of them have to deal with West Forsyth.
That's what makes things so interesting.
Shot over the short, trying to get a double play, and indeed they will. Lindsay will take it to the second base bag himself, firing it over the Thomas. A 6-3 double play at that.
I remember during our rivalry games, our coach would want us to have at least a little bit of red on because he quote, I want to watch them see our red jerseys flying all over the place. As an intentional walk to Ty Vespi, and Gallagher very frustrated, showing up to coach.
Make him pay.
And a very confusing exchange there as Gallagher still jawing. What on earth could this be?
It almost appears like the coaching staff for the Wampus Cats
Let's do this.
are, in a sense, trying to really confuse the Turkeys.
But why walk a man in a 7-2 ball game with 2 out? Like,
Nobody on either.
that is
Grounded over the
foolish.
first. Thomas is there on the bag,
Make it here.
if you will. 1-2-3 inning.
Gallagher on the way back appeared to jaw at Vespi. Just an awkward exchange of words there, it looks like.
7-2 going to the top of the 6th.
Coming back to you now as we're in the top half of the 6th. It's 7-2 Uwharrie, and we thought about it. And do you want to explain how that Vespi thing went down, or?
Ty Vespi's second at bat. That was that ground out the short in the 3rd inning. Gallagher started the at bat by signing that he was going to throw a fastball, which is not something you see in college baseball. Even here, when players know each other, as they try and be as competitive as possible. Signed fastball, ended up going with an Evis pitch or knuckleball or some crazy shenanigan that happened. So going into the 5th inning, to keep it more of a, in a sense, a more professional standpoint, if you will, the coach intentionally walked him so nothing else would happen between those two, so no bad blood would continue going on in his next at bat. Or even while Gallagher will be the DH in his next at bat, which there's a chance that he may or may not come up here in the 6th inning as well.
Well, Areola's quickly behind as it's 3-0 to
Carter DeVore, the leadoff man. He's a 1 for 2, singling toward a third base bag in the fourth. This will be his second walk of his afternoon, both of them being leadoff walks. And his one previous leadoff walk ended up coming across the score. That was on the RBI sac fly for McKinney back in the third inning.
well, again, leadoff walks, leadoff hit by pitches isn't a great start to an inning, and especially for how deep this Uwharrie lineup has been tonight, tracking crooked numbers in 4 out of the 5 frames.
Looks like we're going to lay down a bunt as apologies here as Oval, the third baseman, was playing very far back.
Well, he's alert now, and even then you can still kind of get one down there.
Holds back here as that pitch misses down and out. 2-0 here to Lindsay. He's 1 for 2 on the afternoon. He singled in the third inning. He's walked once as well, ended up coming across the score. As for Lindsay, he's batting a .217 on the season, 15 hits, all 15 of those being singles.
He's just a true machine here, and the man you want up in this situation if you're Uwharrie.
Over 69 at bats, he's only struck out 7 times while walking 3.
A good disciplined hitter, and
he loves putting the ball in play.
He's attuned to it. 3 walks and a couple sacrifices. Just a true overall threat. And if you're Areola, you have to be careful here.
Hacking on the 3-1, fouls it straight back into the netting as Lindsay finds himself down to his last strike. And as we were just mentioning, he's only struck out 7 times all season. That coming in right at 70 at bats.
That's a tough out to get, 10% strikeout rate. And especially in college baseball, that's really, really good and a really disciplined player. As a full count walk will put runners on first and second.
Back-to-back walks here from Areola. That's going to be his, I believe, his 4th free base here tonight. 3 walks and 1 hit by pitch. He has struck out 3 tonight.
Well, the walks have been an issue for the Turkeys all night here, and especially for Areola coming into this game.
A combined 7 so far. Yoakley had 4 walks in 4 innings, averaging 4 an inning. And that's for Areola. He's averaging 3 an inning. First pitch here to Fulcher, misses the heart of the plate, 1-0.
Command has been an issue, though. With how hot and humid it is, you've got to think they're losing grip on the ball.
Down and out, Parker just able to hold on to it. Had a chance to send DeVore to third and Lindsay to second.
And that's why you trust your backstop there. The ability to get over and maintain that from making it second and third in almost an unbearable situation.
Parker making his way out to the mound to talk things over with Areola. So we'll take a quick break here. 7-2's your score in favor of the Cats. Coming back here, top with a 6-2-0 count here to Fulcher. He's 0 for 1. He was involved in a fielder's choice in the 4th, and he's walked twice. Back-to-back walk so far here in the inning as well. Outside 3-0. And Fulcher looks like he's going to get his 3rd walk of the night and 3rd straight walk of the inning.
Tough way to lead things off, and
a bit of a pickle here for Areola.
If you're the pitching coach here, what are you thinking?
As for Fulcher, he thought that was ball 4. Home plate umpire rung him up 3-1. Will not be a 4-pitch walk. As for Areola, although there is a free base to put him, there's no outs. A ball in play here would be huge, especially a double play. Fouled straight back, and we have a full count here to Fulcher.
Well, long at bats have been the story of this game, and we saw one just a while ago. 3-2 walk and full count hits, just not what you want if you're a disco turkey pitcher.
Led to a lot of pitches being thrown so far here through just over 5 innings of work. That will sit him down, never lifting the bat off his shoulders. Fulcher will be retired by a strikeout. Fulcher thought that was ball 4. He thought he had a chance to load the bases. Home plate umpire rang him up instead, first out of the inning. That will leave runners first and second. Ariel has thrown 41 pitches here through 1 1/3 inning of work. As for Yoakley, sitting at 87 as that shot over the head of Hall into the left center field gap. Ty Vespi trying to cut it off. Has the ball in Birmingham. DeVore around third. Lindsay comes across the score from first. A 1-out double from Fulcher increases the score 9-2 here in the 6th inning.
Just a tough break, and things go from bad to worse as we're approaching the 7th inning, and it's 9-2, and this Wampus Cat offense is showing no signs of slowing down anytime soon. And Vespi just getting burned, Issa throwing it in.
He tried to cut it off in the left center field gap. Unfortunately, the ball just skidded right off of the turf. A little bit faster than what he was expecting, and it went right by him.
That is one of the problems with turf, though. You do get those sped up balls and the super bounces. Thank goodness it's not raining, otherwise we'd have an even bigger problem with the ball being sped up. But 9-2 is just not where you need to be, and a runner on second for McKinney is going to be a tough ask.
Kenny sits 0-3 thus far, although he does have 2 RBIs, an RBI groundout and an RBI sac fly to his name. There is 1 out, though Thomas is on second. So there's still a chance here as that shot center field. Vespi giving it a right, able to make a grab, ranging back to his right, trying to double it up the horn at second as the throw comes off its line.
Well, we've seen Vespi make that play time and time again, reaching to his left or right. He's been very controlled in that aspect. One of the more flashier center fielders you'll see with the glove.
He is very good center fielder.
As for Thomas, he thought that was going to drop past Vespi as he overran his ball that was put in just about the same place. So he has to retreat back in the second. If that did drop, it would be 10-2 here in the 6th inning.
Well, I'd always hear a coach tell me this. A good coach, his name was Wiesner. Coach Wiesner, he'd always say, hey, so what? Next ball's coming right to you every single time. If you make an error, the ball will find you, and it sure did find Ty Vespi, and he makes up for it there.
Thomas with a decent-sized lead over at second. There's been 1 stolen base so far in the afternoon. That was being Arnold as he stole third as that's popped out and foul ground. Parker giving it a chase, just about diving into the brick wall here behind home plate.
Fantastic effort. Almost made an incredible basket catch up against the brick.
Fortunately here, no injuries come away from it, as we've seen a couple of weeks ago here at the couch. That one injury in left field where the left fielder went diving just about face first into the left field wall.
That was a scary one. That was 4th of July, and an incredible moment of the left fielder being able to get back up and continue playing.
Outside 1-2. Indeed, so I was pleasantly surprised that he was able to get up and keep playing. A ball and 2 strikes here to Wilson, signaling back in his last at bat in the 5th inning. Ended up being stranded on base.
3 for 3 today, and a dangerous man at the plate. As that shot through 5-6 hole into left field, Nora Issa. Thomas will be held at third. It'll be first and third, and Areola is getting himself back into a jam here.
Aiden Wilson finds himself 4 for 4 here tonight.
Have yourself a night, kid.
3 singles and a double and 3 RBIs. Out of the 9 runs scored tonight for the Wampus Cats, 8 of them have been earned. Line shot left field over the head of Nori Issa. That's going to one-hop the fence and get out of play.
And Carson Whitehead's been an incredible force, batting .250, ups the average there, and it's 10-2, and it's getting bad to ugly. As the coach will come out, and it's going to look like a pitching change, and Ariola's day might be done. We'll take a short break.
Hey, I missed one time. My nose bled for a day. 24 hours.
Coming back here, still in the top of the 6th inning, a 3-run inning so far. New man on the mound, that's going to be a Tucker.
And like you prophesized earlier, Gallagher comes back around, and a true man of the hour here. Runners on 2nd and 3rd, able to put this in a mercy rule aspect, and has been quite the force out there on the mound, no?
Yes, he has. He's only allowed 2 runs, had a little bit of command issues, but ever since then, he's been cocky, but he's had the stuff to back it up.
That's what can make players either infuriatingly good or infuriatingly bad.
So far, there's been 11 hits on the afternoon from the Wampus Cats, 10 runs, 9 of them being earned, 7 combined walks with 7 strikeouts.
Well, you've seen it throughout this series that Uwharrie, when they get up, they're up there for long, and they don't let go, even though the Turkeys have battled back in games.
Was he able to hold his swing? Infield umpire said no.
He wet.
Let's take a look here on the replay.
Was a strike anyway.
Right down the heart of the zone, and apparently not a check swing either. Tough break, as
Parker thought that would have been the end of the inning.
this Turkey's pitching staff has been about the most unlucky thing I've seen tonight. As bounces in the
Downstairs,
dirt.
gets away from Parker, gonna be at the plate. Parker will end up eating it. Another run coming across. It's 11-2 here in the 6th inning. A 4-run inning as Wilson's able to come across to score.
And you still aren't out of the woods yet with the runner on third, and no place to put Gallagher. Even though it's a 2-2 count, you've got to be prepared for that possibility.
See, I got the hits on.
There's one more for them. Gallagher's 0 for 3. He has an RBI back in the 5th. And if you will, he has an RBI here in this at bat as well. That one catches the outside corner. Gallagher knew it, but one run does come across while he's at bat. 11-2 is your score going to the home half of the 6th. But as for the Turkeys, run rule is not in effect yet, so we will play at least 7. Coming back here, bottom half of the 6th, Turkey's trailing by a mile. First pitch found straight back 0-1 to Easton Ogle. As for Ogle so far, he sits 0 for 2, flying out to right and being involved in a 4-6-3 double play.
Ogle looking to get something started here for a uncharacteristically slow Turkey offense tonight.
New pitcher.
And there's a new pitcher here. Gallagher's night is done. New man on the mound, that's going to be Drew Burton.
Drew Burton has a test to
A 3.78 ERA so far on the season. Already cut there 1-2.
although a 1.67 whip and being able to leave 16 on base.
He's walked 5, struck out 16. has given up 18 runs, only 11 being earned. Strikeout here starts the inning, not something the Turkeys have been wanting.
It's been a common theme.
Leadoff out here once again. There's only been two innings where the Turkeys have not had a leadoff out. That was a leadoff walk in the second and a leadoff hit by a pitch back an inning ago. Oliver Kushner up to the box. He's 0 for 1 walking in the second inning. Ended up coming across the score being one of the 2 runs. That was on an RBI flyout from Andrew Hall. Line shot left field. McKinney giving it a ride in the gap. That's going to one-hop the wall and goes out of play. A ground rule double here. Not one of the things you usually see at a ballpark, but there's been 2 in this one inning alone.
I was just about to say, very rare occurrence there, but great piece of hitting and hopefully a spark plug that ignites something in this offense as they're looking to prevent a possible mercy rule and sending the fans home early and unhappy.
As I was mentioning at the end of the last half, not possible here in the 6th as it takes 10 runs. But the Wampus Cats have been able to put on the pressure, and in a sense it looks like it possibly might happen in the 7th.
Well, they've been known to put up crooked numbers and in almost every game that they've played. Very rarely do you see this Wampus Cat team just roll over and get shut out or drowned.
Their most recent game was back yesterday. That was an 8-4 victory for the Disco Turkeys against the Wampus Cats. They played against the Queen City Corn Dogs. They're part of the SCBL. The Corn Dogs ended up taking home a victory 5-3. The last time there was a big scoring affair, it was a 15-3 loss against the Carolina Swamp Donkeys.
That's what you call a ball hit 400 feet dead center.
0-1 to count here against Dakota Dahl. Struck out back in the 4th inning, but he has singled so far tonight. He sits 1 for 2, singling to right, and up coming across the score on the bloop single in the shallow center field.
Looking to drive one in and stretch these innings out and keep the foot on the gas for the Turkeys and put life in the veins.
Hardy cut there, tried to push one down in the right field. That would have been a chance to bring home Kush at second. Instead, swung and got a large chunk of air as he's down to his last strike, needing to find a way to put this ball in play. Just misses the outside corner. It's been a ball against the Turkeys pitching staff so far tonight.
Watch that. You got 2 strikes.
Too close to take for at least a comfort level, and lucky to get away with the one there. Gallagher got that call almost all night, and this Turkey staff has been begging for it. That's a shot! Left field! Get up! Ball! It will not. It will bounce off the wall. McKinney will fire it in.
Push around third. He'll score. Sliding into home, drawing no throw from Lindsay. And just like that, the Turkeys are able to bring it back 11-3 here in the 6th.
I just lacked the information needed, and I'm sorry about that, folks. But looks like the double will matter, after all, as back-to-back leads to an 11-3 lead.
That one was close to bouncing out.
He gets under that puppy a little bit more. We're looking at a 11-4 ball game. An absolute missile off the bat.
This will bring up Landon Parker. He's 0 for 1 so far. He was walked back in his last at bat. That was down in the 4th inning. Body cut there, fouled it back into the netting, 0-1. The infield positioning here for the Wampus Cats has stayed the same since the beginning of this one. McKinney in left, Wilson in center, Blair Moore over in right. Your infield going DeVore, Lindsay, Fulcher, and Thomas.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We've seen this Wampus Cats team play solid defense all night. and make really spectacular plays sometimes.
Already cut there. Swings on and a misses here again. 0-2. As Burton's looking to get his second punch out of the afternoon. Alongside being the second out here in the 6th inning. 12 pitches so far thrown here from Burton.
Well, the command issue has really been stopped for both sides as temperatures have cooled down. It's transformed into a really nice evening here in Winston-Salem, and it's becoming a great night.
That's where Gallagher, his night goes 5 innings, 1 hit, 2 runs, one of those being earned, 3 walks and 2 strikeouts. So although his control was a bit of an issue, he still didn't end up walking that many over 5 innings.
Erratically successful.
Ended up throwing 68 pitches over that 5-inning stretch as well.
68 through 5 isn't bad, especially for the hard hit balls that he had in the 2-run second inning.
2-2 the count here against Parker. Outside, able to keep it in front of him is Whitehead. Just about a pitch ago, Whitehead was able to backhand one as Dahl thought about trying to take third. He danced in safely back into second. As that's where we stand now. Full count here, payoff pitch here with an out. The payoff pitch down and in. Whitehead just able to keep it underneath of him. Dakota Dahl stands on second. Now there's runners first and second with an out here in the 6th.
Well, there's still a silver lining to this, as even with runners on first and second, you've got a double play here. And Hall, unfortunately, is the man to do it. Grounded into one earlier, I believe, no?
No, he is not. But there is a chance here in 2 batters, that being Norisa. The one other one, that's going to be Easton Ogle back in the 1st inning. Though Andrew Hall has turned a double play in the outfield today, that being over at second.
That's what I was thinking about.
As well as bringing up that one error, trying to hurry up a 4-6 double play. As that popped up left field, shortstop of Lindsay coming underneath of it. He'll make the grab, and just like that, 2 outs.
Not in front.
Just missed it. I mean, a beautiful pitch, and Hall just unable to capitalize.
Now we're down to the last out here in the 6th. Turkeys have been able to claw their way slightly back. They've brought home 1, but the Wampus Cats are still only 2 runs away from adding on to a 10-run mercy roll, if you will. Though the Turkeys will still have the home half of the 7th to try and claw their way back.
Well, some days it just feels like you're putting off the inevitable. You're in line for the chair and they delay you. But the Turkeys really fighting here. First and second, having a bigger inning than they did in the 2nd inning, where they put up 2. That was really just scratching luck. As that's shot third base, DeVore will
just be able to hold on to the bag, bobbling it, as we were mentioning, but Hasford Dahl at second had plenty of time to recover and just step on the bag.
Score will be 11-3 Uwharrie, heading into the top half of the 7th.
Coming back here, top half of the 7th. The Turkeys were able to, in a sense, call their way back. They scored 1 in the 6th. The first time they've scored a run since the 2nd. Tucker out on the mound for his 2nd inning of work. Blew a fastball by Cruz Arnold. 0-1.
Arnold looking to spark a rally for the Wampus Cats and put this game effectively out of reach, even though it feels that way already.
First pitch misses upstairs. Apologies, the 0-1 misses upstairs. 1-1.
Ah, you're good, man.
Whew.
It's all in a day's work.
So far for Arnold, he sits 1 for 3. He doubled off the left center field wall back in the 4th. Ended up stealing third base as well. 1-2 the count here, man on deck. That's going to be the 10-hole of Lermore. He singled as well back in the 4th inning. So the Turkeys are in a little bit of a pickle here as there's been 11 base hits so far on the night for the Wampus Cats through 6 innings.
It's been tough to stop this lineup, and control doesn't really make much of a difference.
Upstairs 2-2. Although the Turkeys have struck out 8 compared to Gallagher and Burton's 3.
It's the walks that have killed them.
It has. Grounded. Tucker got a piece of it. Fired it over the first. Able to pick it up himself.
What a play.
What a play there by Tucker.
Way to recover. Keeps a would-be base runner out of the picture.
That had eyes to be an error and another leadoff base runner. And the Turkeys catch a break there against the 10-hole.
You know, I never think Game Changer does the service of what actually happens. Because you always see, like, ground out or fly, and you never can tell what it is.
Apologies there, that was the 9-hole of Arnold. This will bring up the 10-hole of Lermore. Although still a immaculate play there from Tucker. And as you were mentioning, that goes down the record book as just a ground out.
The wonders you find.
The 0-1 offering here, down and in. As Lermore backed out of the box, not trying to be hit in either one of his feet.
He came outside because he can't reach.
Well,
That front foot backs out.
Lermore has got a habit of stepping out on every pitch, so.
Indeed, so as you can see it right there again.
If you're a pitcher, you want to attack that. You exploit that. You don't want to throw in on him.
He's wanting to pull something down into left field. And as for Lermore on the season, has yet to get his first base hit. He's had 6 at-bats. He's walked once. Swing and a miss there, 2-2. And that might be a reason of why he only has 6 at-bats. And all 6 have been against the Disco Turkeys.
5 of them are tuning to a strikeout and the 1 walk. Just tough at-bats and making it harder on yourself. Baseball's hard as is. As that gets a shot up towards the head and Lermore goes down to the ground.
As for Lermore, he does have a single back in the 4th inning. So he does have 1 base hit.
Well, congratulations, young man. You got to update that batting average to 125.
The payoff pitch fouled straight back into the netting. We'll redo it here. Count remains full. He ended up being stranded on second, that is, back in the 4th inning.
Well, looking to spark something here, maybe get something going. But
Tucker's looking for another 1-2-3 inning. Won't happen there, as I shouldn't have said anything. A 1-out walk will take us to the top of the lineup for Carter DeVore, who reached on a walk in the 6th and ended up coming across to score 1 of the 4 runs.
well, the announcer's jinx is real, I'll put it that way.
He's walked twice so far tonight. He's ended up coming across safely and scoring 2 runs in those walks. He's singled as well. third base run of the inning as Tucker's working from the stretch. First pitch, hit by pitch in the numbers. First and second now with an out.
Tough. Very tough. You're never trying to hit anybody, but it comes at just the worst possible moment. As an essential winning run is on first.
In a hypothetical sense, yes. Although the Turkeys do have that home half in order to try to avoid that 10-run rule. If it does come to that point.
You never know.
First pitch offering here nearly goes up and in on Lindsay.
Now, we haven't seen him miss that bad.
Tucker's night may be over sooner rather than later. He singled in the center back in the third inning. That was his second at bat.
Yeah. No,
Just ran inside. Lindsay's walked twice, singled once, and reached on a fielder's choice, making him 1 for 2 on the afternoon.
yeah, he's crowding the plate.
Lindsay has been hit 3 times over the season, betting a 217. That just misses the inside corner. Looked good from here, but Lindsay appears to be. Was it? "3-0 the count. A walk here will load the bases. Not something here that Tucker's wanting. That does catch the inside corner, 3-1.
We've seen that been called and go flip flop all night, and just gets on the fortunate side of the line there.
You don't have Rosenberg in the back of it.
No, they don't have Rosenberg.
The Rosenbag usually provided by one of the pitchers. Braden Rogers has one, as that is another 5-pitch walk, and that will load the bases. Still only with an out here from Tucker. Ground out to the pitcher to start. Yeah.
That's right. I didn't put it down on the scoreboard.
3 free base runners here in the inning. 1 hit by pitch, 2 walks. Is how the bases are loaded. Fulcher now to the box. He's 0 for 2 so far tonight. Has reached twice on a walk, struck out, and reached on a fielder's choice. As he's currently batting a 176 on the season. His most recent game, he went 0 for 2 with a walk. Here's a chance for him to do some damage. Has yet to get an RBI tonight, though he has scored once. The 0-1's outside. The 10-run rule will go into effect when the runner on second comes across the score.
Well, if or when. But at this point, it's more looking like when.
Any insurance after that will mean the Turkeys will have to score just that many more runs in the home half. The play into the 8th and possibility of the 9th.
Hardy Hack there looking like he was trying to clear them all.
Down to his last strike, 1 and 2. For the Wampus Cats, they're just looking to get a ball put in play and make the defense work.
Lay down a bunt.
1-2, chop down third base, right over to Ogle. He'll take it to third, fires it over the first, able to apply the tag. The 1 run should come across the score. We'll see if they give it to him. I believe he came across the score before. Actually, it won't matter.
It won't matter.
It won't matter.
Because it's the runner touching first.
Indeed, so not a force out at second. So it will continue to be an 11-3 game going into the home half of the 7th.
Your story. It lives in Winston-Salem. Home to fast cars, slow-cooked barbecue, and old-fashioned charm. Where the past is ever present and the future is as bright as a blue Carolina sky. Your story is the story of Winston-Salem, told by the journalists who live it and love it. Whether it's breaking news in places no one else sees, or capturing the natural beauty of our state. And here, in the Winston-Salem Journal, is where it comes to life.
Leading over to Disco Turkeys, then fielder number 48, Lord Issa.
Coming back here into the home half of the 7th. Set to lead things off, that's going to be the 9-hole of Norisa. Involved in a double play and grounding out the second is a stat line thus far. First pitch misses upstairs. New man on the mound, that's Noah Carter taking over for Drew Burton.
Well, it's up to the bullpens now to get the last remaining 9 outs. Maybe 6, depending on how this one shakes up to be.
Upstairs, ball 2. So far here for the Disco Turkeys, they're in a big hitters count here to the 9-hole of Issa before heading to the top half of the lineup of Vespi, Graham, and Ogle. And just like that, the count falls to 3-0. Carter trying to find one down the heart of the plate. He gets it. Now 3 balls and a strike. As for the pitching staff so far for the Wampus Cats, they've only walked 4. They've only struck out 3, giving up 3 runs, 2 of them being earned. 3-1 catches the outside corner. Falling behind 3-0 to now a full count.
Don't watch third.
I think you might have just jinxed this boy.
The payoff pitch up coming to the 9-hole of Norisa. Firing at home. Outside, ball 4.
Gets lucky there.
He was going to swing at it if it was a
As a possible check swing or a punch out. But that'll bring up Ty Vespi, who do you think will get intentional walk again?
We'll see what happens here.
All of the shenanigans are out the way. As Vespi shoots that down the first base line, and Thomas will put her away.
First out here of the 7th.
Defender DH number 5, Lucas Graham.
Water. Left-handed hitting Graham now up. Has a runner on the first. That's Norisa. First pitch outside, ball 1 after the fly out from Vespi. He was a Disco Turkey player of the week. Not looking like it's going to happen here this week as he's 0 for 3.
Not with that attitude.
That just misses the outside corner, 2-0.
Turkey's still looking to get at least some sense of fight in this game. And trying to tack on a bit more.
If I have to give myself a player of the game up to this point for the Turkeys, it's Dakota Dahl. 2 for 3, singling with a run, and an RBI double to his name thus far. Fouled straight back, 3-1. Although it's fairly hard to give a man player of the game props when they're losing by a mile.
By 8, yeah.
Downstairs, ball 4, another walk here, second walk of the inning. Will bring up Easton Ogle. Turkeys.
Easton Ogle's had some fine defensive plays over there at third base.
He has able to keep it a 8-run game through the top of the 7th.
Certainly has.
If that ball would have went by him, that could have been the 10-run rule where the Turkeys would have to play home northeast at second.
At the very least, and that's grounded up the middle, pass through.
Issa coming
around in third.
Arrogant throw gets away from Whitehead. It's 11-4 here in the 7th.
Sorry again on that.
You're good. The leadoff walk comes across the score here for the Turkeys.
Just unlucky when it comes to sentences,
know.
man.
11-4 as the Turkeys have played to 2 runs over the last 2 innings, though they still trail by 7. Here's Oliver Cush. He reached on a ground rule double in his last at bat. Ended up coming across the score on the RBI double from Dakota Dahl, who waits on deck.
Well, Coach and Dahl have been a force to be reckoned with, at least tonight. And throughout the season, if I had to guess, those two have been back-to-back or at least somewhat interlinked with each other throughout the entire year.
Backbone pieces of the success of the Disco Turkey so far this summer, alongside being parts of their previous seasons as well. As that's chopped down the left field side, past Lindsay at short into left field, coming across. Play at the plate, was he able to buy the tag? Whitehead was not. 1 run comes across. It's 11-5 here in the 7th.
Showing signs of life, and things are getting interesting quick.
The 2 walks have come across the score. That was Lucas Graham. 11-5 here in the 7th.
No motion in the Wampus Cop bullpen as they're gonna let
Noah Carter.
They're gonna let Carter ride this one out.
In a sense, it's his game to lose. Had a huge amount of insurance, and now the Turkeys have some pressure. First pitch offering here to Dahl. Catches the outside part of the zone, 0-1.
Well, it's still 6, but
Apologies. In 6, yes.
6 runs. That's a lot.
But pressure's pressure nonetheless, and things can get
Runner
ugly
takes off for
quick.
third. Ogle is able to take third easy as that pitch from Carter goes down into the front half of home plate. Whitehead able to block it up in front of him, and both runners able to move up.
And here's the pressure we're talking about. Runners on second and third. This could make it 11-7. Real quick.
Dakota Dahl is the one you want to have up at the plate. Hardy cut there, trying to bring it even closer.
He can put it.
1-2.
He can deposit one too. We've seen him do it routinely throughout his career.
The only one to put one out here at the couch so far in the season's Ty Vespi. But we've seen it a lot more times during practice and warm-ups. Won't happen here from Dahl as he gets the strikeout. Second out of the inning. As for Landon Parker, we're going to need to see him find a way to get a base knock, or try and find a pass ball here from Noah Carter to Whitehead.
Alright, let's go, 28, out the park, let's go! Where is it?
Ooh, crowd's
The batter is number 28, Landon Parker.
The crowd starting to get into it here at the couch. Not something we've heard quite a lot of here tonight, as there hasn't been too much to be excited about. First pitch here, curveball over the heart of the plate, called a strike. 0-1. Once again, Parker 0 for 1 so far. He's drawn 2 walks. Pops right back out of play as he's down to his last strike. And the last strike of the inning as well.
2 strikes. 0-2.
Parker's 0 for 1, striking on the second, and he's walked twice since. Not in a good position here, down to his last strike. Needing to find a way to bring home at least one of these 2 runs, either Ogle or Kush. Popping out 1-2. As for Carter, This is going to be his 23rd pitch of the inning. Fires home the 1-2, swung on a miss, pitch downstairs as Whitehead's able to get the tag out. Calling the drop third strike, leaves two base runners stranded. 11-5's your score going to the top of the 8th. Coming back here, top half of the 8th inning, Turkeys have been able to claw their way back in slightly. They've scored 3 unanswered runs, making it 11-5 here in the top half of the 8th. In this final homestand of this 2025 season campaign here at the Couch, and that has an opportunity of being a one-hopper out of play. Another ground rule double for the Wampus Cats, the 3rd one of the night.
3 on the night, and you're lucky that ball didn't go out of here completely. You're lucky to almost get that one back.
It had the carry, just dropped not even 5 feet from the outfield wall.
Pure skyscraper right there.
This will bring up Blake McKinney, Jet Thomas, the one hitting that ground rule double. First pitch goes through the wickets of Parker. 1-0 the count as Thomas moves his way up to 3rd. And as I just mentioned, the Turkeys had scored 3 unanswered. Looks like that's going to break here in the 8th.
Well, you never know. And that's not going to get anywhere near anything. You could section off a speedway in between that one.
In order to get a lot of your strike calls on questionable pitches, you got to at least catch it. The 2-0 here just misses outside. And as I was mentioning earlier, both your pitchers that have a lot of command issues, those questionable calls aren't going to go your way.
Especially not when you're dragging that glove in and out like you're sweeping a floor.
3-0 here. Once again, a 4-pitch walk. Back-to-back base runners reach safely. Now it's first and third from the ground rule double and walk.
Things getting dicier.
This will bring up Aiden Wilson, who I'd rather not have come up in this situation. 3 RBIs and 3 singles and a double.
Well, he is a man you want here, and it can still get quite dangerous as we're only 4 runs from a mercy rule. And the runner will take off from second, no throw. And
that run, almost in a sense, means nothing.
Mom.
Yes. That being McKinney taking second, as it's now second and third, as Wilson has a chance for 2 more RBIs for a 5 RBI night.
And 5 for 5 on the day. Have yourself a day, kid. This is a game that you'll hang your hat on.
You'll never forget this day.
Still 1-0.
Oh, it depends on how good of a player you are.
This might be easy work for him.
Mm-hmm. We won 1 shot right field.
Dakota Dahl underneath of it. Thomas tagging up at third. Throw is not in time as it gets away from Parker. Going back into third is McKinney. Another RBI here
4 for 5 on the day.
from Aiden Wilson.
What is that, 5 RBIs?
That's 4 RBIs on the afternoon. As for Aiden Wilson, he played 43 games at St. Andrews University. Played 43 games, batted a .295, 3 home runs, 33 RBIs.
He is an RBI machine, if you will, a base hit expert too. As this will be an 0-1 on Whitehead.
Whitehead, another one of those that you don't want to hang your hat on. He's walked, had an RBI ground out. And here's a chance, if you just put one in play, has a chance to bring home another run. Though he's down to his last strike. As Tucker's looking for punch out number 3 on the afternoon through 1 inning of work.
And we're about to that late night chronicles at this point. This game is dragged through the 7th and into the 8th, as he's going to foul one off and keep it at a 1-2.
McKinney over at third. End up reaching safely on a walk. Advance to third. And here's a chance now. Soft ground ball. The short haul has one play. Not able to hold on to the bag. An infield error brings home another one. That's an RBI error from Whitehead, making it 13-5 here in the 8th inning.
And Tucker just in true frustration, and that's a tough break. That's a tough break.
Paul had to hurry in order to make that out. Whitehead hustling down the line made it that much tougher.
You see the English he had on that?
This will bring up Seamus Gallagher, who started things out on the mound. Now he's turned to DH. He is 0 for 4 on the afternoon. Has an RBI back in the 6th. That was whenever Aiden Wilson came across him scoring on a pass ball.
And a back pick from Tucker there to check on Whitehead. Just still in disbelief at not being able to hold on first base.
Definitely a difficult play from Kush, but it's definitely one he's going to want to look back on and see what could he have done differently.
I think you just got to own it there. There's not much you can really do without ruffling feathers.
That was an error, not a hit.
And Gallagher swings and misses, and
that will send him back to the dugout. Second out of the inning, first strikeout of the inning here from Tucker.
Who did I give air to?
us.
The Turkeys. Darn it.
I did. Didn't
Didn't pop up.
At bat to the DH, number 39,
I? Oh,
Cruz
it's
Arnold.
weird now.
And this will bring up the age of Cruz Arnold.
We got 2 errors, I think.
Whitehead the runner on first. Just one.
Just one.
Yeah. 0-1, taking the first pitch. Look, as that second one, once again, as Arnold will not
Lift the bat off.
lift his bat off his shoulder. Sorry, 1-1, I think. Downstairs. 1-2, that is. Sorry. Whitehead on first after reaching on an error. As that shot into left field, that's going to drop in front of Norisa. Woo!
Norsa. I get names so kerfuffled in my brain.
Another base hit here. 13th base knock on the afternoon for the Wampus Cats. 14th, that is, apologies.
Foul matching the number of runs as first and second
14.
for Lamore, and he's got a chance to crack this.
Grounded to second. Horn fires it over the cushion. Plenty of time. Leaves the base runner stranded, though. 2 comes across the score. 13-5's your score going to the bottom half of the 8th. The 2 runs the Turkeys scored on the home half of the 7th ends up coming into importance as a 10-run rule is not into effect, and we will play all 9.
The shortstop, number 14, Andrew Hall.
Coming back here, last homestand down to the last 6 outs for the Turkeys. They still trail by a moonshot, that being 8 runs. Set to lead things off, that's Andrew Hall. Last home game of the regular season will be back here tomorrow night, 6:30 start time, going on air at 6:15 against the Marion Hungry Mothers.
Look forward to fireworks too, folks, if you do come out to the game. Tickets can be purchased at discoturkeys.com or come to the front kiosk. $10, free parking, and fireworks. Sounds like a great deal to me.
Line shot into left field. Another base hit here for the Turkeys. That is the first leadoff hit the Turkeys have had all night.
And it feels like a breath of fresh air as that is an absolute rocket into left field. Hit it straight on the screws.
Gives a chance for the Turkeys to get something going here in the 8th. They need to find a way and get at least their 2 runs back that they gave up in the top half to have any chance in that ninth inning. First pitch offering here misses outside to Horn. Horn so far 0 for 2. He has been hit, 1 for 2. Had the RBI bloop single into the Bermuda Triangle right there in front of the Wake Forest logo in center field. Downstairs 2-0. He has been hit by a pitch once tonight. And that's back in the 5th inning. Trying to put one into left field, gets air instead. 2-1 the count. Closing in on 3 hours here on this game time. One of the longer games we've had this season, but does not beat that Marion Hungry Mothers game where the stream lasted right at 4 hours.
Well, we almost had one the other night with those lighting and lightning delays, and hopefully this one doesn't go very much.
Runner takes off for second. Hall's going to take second easy as he just about slid very painfully into the second base bag.
Fortunately, he's okay, hopefully, as he's scorpioned in there.
Woo!
Payoff pitch to Horn.
Big lead over at second once again from Hall. Stays put as that shot center field. Giving it a ride, Wilson. Unsure about that, but Hall decided not to tag as he was halfway down the second base line. First out of the inning.
Number 48, Northeast.
Nora Eason now up to the dish, involved in a 6-3 double play, and he's walked so far tonight. From the left side against the right-handed throwing Noah Carter. First pitch here catches the outside corner, 0-1 to the left-handed hitter. As for Carter, that's his 33rd pitch so far on his outing. Through 1 1/3 inning of work. Outside 1-1.
Turkey's keeping this interesting here, is trying to claw back those 2 runs on the top of the 8th.
Runner takes off for Hall. Hall, this will draw a throw as this goes into left field. Hall attempts to take home, he will, as a left fielder McKinney will just eat it. Turkey's able to score another one, half a dozen to a baker's dozen. Yes.
And look at that. Finally got one right.
One of the more erotic. Not erotic. That was not the word I was.
Fouled off down the third base side, that's going to get out of play into the stands.
2-2.
1-2, I believe.
I forgot the word I was looking for. But one of the more unusual scoreboards we've seen. There's an E synonym for that I just.
Yeah, that's what I give him 1-2.
Fires in and grounded over the short. Lindsey's going to have to hurry. Firing it over the Thomas. Is that in time? It is. Second out of the inning. The Turkeys have had one game so far here this season. That was against Marion, where they plated at least 1 run all 9 innings. As for the Wampus Cats, they just about did that to the Turkeys here tonight.
Only missing out in the 2nd and the 7th inning, but still coming away with really crooked numbers there.
First pitch offering here, down and out, gets away from Whitehead. Well, not matters, there's no runners on.
As Turkey of the Week, Mr. Ty Vespi.
Let's see if he can turn his night around as he's 0 for 4 and has looked silly through his night so far. Hardy cut there, 1-1. He has been intentionally walked once tonight.
I think that threw him off a little bit, just mentally.
At least he's not going up against Gallagher.
Oh, Gallagher.
Shot right field, hard hit ball, but right at Larimore. Another quick inning, but 1 run does come across as it's 13-6, going to the top half of the 9th. Coming back here into the last inning, top of the ninth we go. New man on the mound, that's going to be Graham. Started off as a DH, now turned pitcher. The complete opposite
Of Gallagher.
of Gallagher, who started on the mound and then got turned DH. 1-1 the count here. That's going to go up against Carter DeVore. He sits 1 for 2 thus far. He's walked a handful of times and been hit by pitch. 2-1 as that misses way outside as he tried the corner and missed.
Words unspoken.
Down and in, 3-1. To number 3 of DeVore. He's been walked twice. He's looking for number 3. Won't happen here as he's singling in the right field. Regardless, he gets on base safely. A leadoff single here for DeVore will bring up Connor Lindsay.
Just good at bats after good at bats from this Wampus Cat team, extending innings, making pitchers frustrated throughout the night.
6th time through the batting lineup for the Wampus Cats.
Goodness gracious. Mioma. As that'll be a strike on the inside corner there.
Connor Lindsay so far in the night sits 1 for 2. Although it's his 6th at bat, he only has 2, in a sense, technical at bats as that's lined over the head of Hall. Back-to-back singles here in the 9th puts runners first and second.
Hall almost came up with an incredible snag there and could have doubled off the would-be Carter DeVore. DeVore?
Yes, DeVore.
DeVore. Names are a struggle.
This will bring up Brennan Fulcher. He as well has walked twice tonight. So the top 3 guys have walked twice. That's 6 walks alone through the top 3 of the lineup. 10 walks as a team.
It's tough to get outs when you're given extra bases.
0-1 here to Fulcher. Chop fouled in between the wickets. 0-2. Fulcher 0 for 3. Reached on a fielder's choice, struck out, and was involved in a double play back in the 7th. Double play here would be huge. Downstairs, ball 1. Horn and Hall still playing in a double play position playing closer to the second base bag. Horn slowly backing off here. Shot left field side. Ogle underneath of it, trailing back to his left, able to make the grab. First out of the inning. Comes to a pop-up deep of third base.
Now you're just looking for that double play. Just keep things rocking and rolling and hopefully roll it back to that lineup in a favorable position, or as favorable as you can keep it.
As for the home half, it's going to be Graham, Ogle, and Kush set to lead things off. That's going to be the 2-3-4 hole. Shot fouled here, 0-1. Jet Thomas now at the dish. No one, apologies here. That's not Aiden Wilson. But Jet Thomas has as well been very solid here tonight, being 3 for 4. His one out was a ground out to the pitcher.
Well, it was to our good buddy Yorkley.
I think he took it off the top of me.
He scored 4 runs as well.
4 runs.
He's credited for 4 of the 13. He has an RBI double. So if you really want to consider it, himself is responsible for 5 runs. That's a hit by pitch and will load the bases. So he is responsible for 5 of the 13 runs.
Wouldn't that be 6? Scores 4 times and an RBI double? Oh no, 5,
No, just
it's the
an
one.
RBI. And this will bring up Blake McKinney, who on the flip side's 0 for 4. He does have 2 RBIs, an RBI sac fly and an RBI ground out. He does have a stolen base in the 8th inning on a walk. Blocked down in front of him by Parker, able to keep it in front of him, so the bases remain loaded in a 13-6 ball game. This is more of a football score than a baseball score.
Yeah.
We're
Well, Winston-Salem State Rams, get your jerseys on. But no, in all seriousness.
negating that extra point from both sides. We got ourselves a football score.
I've seen a kicker miss extra pointers here.
Lined into right field. That's going to bring home one. 14 as base runners will just move up 90 feet. Dahl not able to field it cleanly.
I punched that extra point through. We're good.
The 4 brings home the 14th run on the RBI single from McKinney, improving his night to 1 for 5. And here comes the man of the hour, Aiden Wilson, 4 for 4 with an RBI sac fly. 4 RBIs to his name alongside a walk. That gets away. They're going to try and score another one. Indeed so, as there's another RBI on the night for Wilson. Runners on second and third, 15-6. A 9-run game. This is the most runs, or the biggest deficit, if you will, between the Wampus Cats and Turkey so far tonight.
The batters in the filter. Number 28, Wilson.
And here's the man of the day, 4 for 5, and that shot right
Through
to
the
Hall. And
went right through the wickets. 2 runs coming across as he has 3 RBIs alone in this plate appearance. Once on a pass ball and 2 on the air.
well, the mercy rule does come, I guess.
In that 9th inning.
Too little, too late. Ah, yes. Oh, my. Oh, me, oh, my.
Here comes Carson Whitehead, still only 1 out on the night. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 runs accredited for from Wilson. Popped up on the first base side, first baseman Cush underneath of it. Able to make the grab for the 2nd out here in the 9th. As I just mentioned, Wilson has either knocked in or scored a pot of 7 runs out of the 17.
Dangerous man.
Look who's up.
And this brings up Gallagher.
Oh, Lord.
He is yet to reach base safely.
And with all that talking,
At bat,
all that.
designated hitter, number 44, Steve Gallagher.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's walked, hasn't he?
He reached on an air.
Oh, okay.
Shot right field side in foul ground. Cush giving it a chase. Able to make the grab in foul ground and leaves Gallagher hitless. One of the positives we have for the night.
We're just hating on this poor man.
Yeah.
For the Wampus, 4 runs.
To the home half of the ninth we go. It's going to take 11 to send us to extras.
Lord, no. Lord, no.
That's-
coming here, home half of the ninth. Turkeys trailing by 11. They trail by 10 in the hit column as well. It's going to take a miracle here in this last homestand of this 2025 season. Last regular season game is going to be tomorrow night against Marion. The Turkeys have only lost once on the season to Marion, and that was the very first game of the season.
And that was the longest game of the season, too, racking in at 4 hours and an absolute Marion beatdown that day.
Since then, it's been all Disco Turkeys as they try and keep that streak going tomorrow. Line up from Lucas Graham will take us 1 up, 1 down here in the inning.
That's just the story of this game for the Turkeys. Frustrating outs, hard hits, just nothing falling and not getting the things you want.
And this will bring up Easton Ogle now. He's 1 for 4 on the afternoon.
The Ogleman.
Gonna take, once again, quite a miracle now, down to their last 2 outs.
You ever think players just roll over in their heads, just, get her done?
Shot in the left field. That's gonna drop right on the line. McKinney not able to hold on to it. A 1-out single.
Could have gone for it. Almost looks like he had a shot at diving.
As Easton Ogle trying to keep this inning going. And this will bring up number 8 of Oliver Cush.
First base, number 9, Oliver Good.
Nobody coaching the bases.
Duh. Pitch misses outside. Ball 1 here to Cush. 2 for 3 so far in the afternoon. RBI single and a ground rule double so far on his night. 1-0 bounces down in the turf. 2-0 here to Cush. As for Noah Carter, he's working on 44 pitches so far tonight. Through 2 1/3 innings of work. He's given up 4 hits, 3 runs, all 3 being earned, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts.
Cush looking to extend this game and maybe tack one on for the Turkeys, but very near the point where that doesn't matter.
Upstairs, 3-1. Another chance here for another base runner. As for the Wampus Cats pitching staff, they've been very solid, striking out 5, walking 6. As that's down and in, that's the 7th walk of the night for the Wampus Cats pitching staff. Puts runners first and second, now on out for Dakota Dahl.
Well, here goes first base coaches and all that.
Here comes 1 out.
Since the Turkeys are slowly starting to put on, in a sense, a little bit of a rally, there is now a third base coach.
That's breaking news here in the Late Night Chronicles.
Easton Ogle, being that runner in scoring position, ended up reaching on a 1-out single in the left field. That just dropped. And another base hit here. Coming around third. Will there be a play at the plate? Throw gets cut off by Thomas. Ogle comes across third and scores it. 17-7. A 10-run game.
Still a mercy rule. By technicality. Or that's just what you call getting your butt beat.
This will bring up Parker. As our Parker, he's 0 for 2 so far. 2 walks and 2 strikeouts here in his 5th at bat. First pitch offering here outside from Noah Carter. Carter working from the stretch here. No runners on third. I hate that thing. Hardy cut there, looking to bring it back to within 7.
2-0.
1-1. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch down the heart of the plate. Down to his last strike. And more than likely his last at-bat of the night. The 1-2 offering here up and out as the count evens 2-2. There's been one walk so far here in the ninth. That's the Kush, the runner on second.
Well, you're still a double play away from putting this game over, and that's got to be what you're hoping for if you're a Wampus Cat.
Shot in the center field. That's going to drop down. Are they coming around third? It does as it bounces away from Wilson. One run comes across. Dahl diving into third. Did not need it. If he did not dive, that would have been another Disco Turkey run, as it's now 17-8 when it had the opportunity to be 17-9. Yeah. Apologies there about leaving the replay up on the live stream, so you got about a 10-second delay on everything we were saying.
Oh gosh.
But at least you got it and it wasn't a black screen.
Yeah. 17-8 though, and
one more run on mine.
This has quickly become a game as runners on second and third.
Hardy cut there. 1-1 the count here to Andrew Hall. He's 1 for 4 so far in the night. Although heading's contagious and 4 straight base runners has reached safely.
Still no one up in that Wampus Cat bullpen, and they're letting him have it as his game to lose, which is fine, but
if it starts coming to be a close game,
it could really take a turn. We're 1-2 on Mr. Hall here.
You've seen some 2-strike approaches here in the ninth that have come back in order to help the Turkeys. Although being 1 strike away is never helpful, as that pitch misses upstairs 2-2.
Well, they're just extending their at-bats every time.
A lot of pitches down here from both sides.
This has just been a war of attrition. And that's cracked. Center field.
Tagging at third is Dahl. Throw goes into third. Tag is not in time. Parker able to go up to third on.
And they're wondering if he came off the bag at third or the tag stayed on him.
But Dahl is able to come across the score. Parker is able to slide underneath of the tag at third. It's 17-9.
Well, 2 outs here, and you really couldn't afford a sac fly, but I digress. They're clawing.
3-run ninth inning.
Some heroics that could have been used in other games.
Pitch called a strike here to Horn, batting 8th out of 9. Nor Issa waiting on deck.
Ty Vespi in the hole.
The 0-1 offering. Slider catches the inside corner, and we are down here to the last strike as Horn trying to continue this ninth inning. Wampus Cats scored 4 in the top half. Turkey's trying to do the same here in the home. The 0-2 offering. Gonna be a tough play here. DeVore and the bobbles. Throw goes into right field. 1 run comes across. It's 17-10.
They're 3.
Horn goes into third. That air comes back to haunt the Wampus Cats. It's 17-10. Runner on third now. Still 2 outs.
Nor Issa now coming up to bat. Ty Vespi in the hole. Issa looking to extend it and hopefully get a knock on the night. Ty Vespi looking for the same thing. 1 strike and really 1 play away from putting this over.
27 combined runs here tonight.
And 27 hits too.
Indeed so.
As Issa will take a healthy hack at the 0-1 off at the 0-0 offer.
Just needing a base hit here would be huge.
Extend the day.
The 0-1 pitch. Outside called a strike. Was not a strike called earlier on in the afternoon, but nothing you can change here as it's 0-2.
He's got dinner plans. Or some plans.
Noah Carter looking like he's doing a little bit of a Craig Krimble impression here. As the 0-2 offering down to the last strike, outside ball one. 11th run standing on third.
Warren dancing off third.
Upstairs, count evens 2-2. After getting down to the count 0-2, counts even here from Carter.
Some life coming from the turkey dugout and turkey bats too.
Norris is 0 for 3 currently here. Into the ninth inning will not matter as he swings on and misses. That will do it. A healthy comeback here in the ninth inning, but 4 runs is not enough to come back from a landslide. As the Uwharrie Wampus Cats come out victorious here in the second to last game of this homestand. Final score 17-10. Next home game will be back here tomorrow night against the Marion Hungry Mothers. That will be the last home game of the regular season before going into playoffs.
At Rich Park?
At Rich Park, yes. Once again, final score 17-10 in favor of the Wampus Cats.